morning. It's Thursday morning. Oh, I have such a headache. It is 5:30 in the morning. 5:42. I'm actually about to lay back down until 7 o'clock. No, till 6:30. But I just wanted to really quick before I forget. I just woke up. I had a dream. I actually had two. But I knew I was going to forget, so I wanted, because I'm starting to forget now, but I wanted to share it. I know I look crazy, but I'm going back to sleep. I feel good. Headache. In this dream, oh God, please don't let me forget. In this dream, I got up because I heard, somebody moving around in the hallway. So I got up and I looked through the peephole. It was my neighbor in the dream. She had a door open. She was talking to somebody, walking back and forth or whatever. And as I looked, like I said, through the peephole, in the dream I'm seeing, as if you have in your house, if you have a attic and it has that pull down door in the ceiling that pull down. So in a dream, I'm looking above her. It looked like someone was going in the attic, but it wasn't the attic. They were going in the basement, which now that I'm sitting here thinking about it is weird. So as I'm looking at her and I'm seeing somebody's feet or something, like somebody was going up in that attic, and I'm looking at the pants, I'm like, them veil pants. Them the same pants he had on that he just left. And I'm like, that's the veil shirt, because all I saw was the shirt and the pants. I'm like, and then I saw somebody do like this. I said, that's my son. So I quickly ran down the back stairs. Now, why I go down the back stairs instead of up, if it was the attic, I don't know. But I'm running down the stairs, and for some reason, it's like I was running forever and ever and ever. I'm like, what the hell? Well, I'm just running down the stairs, and it's going in circles, and I finally get down to the bottom, and there are people out. This guy's out on the phone, talking to somebody, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out, Why I'm going, I just didn't know, I don't know what was going on there, but I somehow ended up on the outside of the gates. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get back in the gates. Why I didn't go back in the way I came, I don't know. Like the way I went out, it was like everything was closed up. And people was like, what's going on? What are you? And I'm like, I'm trying to, get back. I'm trying to get to the basement. My son is in the basement. Something's going on. And the guy that was sitting out on the phone that I ran by was like, come on, let me help you. So he was trying to help me get back in, and then somebody else was like, just do it the way we do it. Go through the hole right there in the gate. There were chairs, and there was a big old hole in the gate that you honestly wouldn't have never even noticed. It just like blend in. And I was like, all of a sudden I'm going, oh yeah, the lady did tell me about that. I come through the hole, and the guy was like, come on, I'll go with you, I'll show you. So get down to the basement. As we get to the basement door, there's some little kids walking around. One got a bat. I think they were going to play in the basement. And then the guy opened the door, and I go in. And my son's sitting over in a chair, and there's a table. He's sitting in a chair. And he didn't look like him. It was like him, but I don't know, younger or something. And he was sitting there. He was high as hell, as a kite. And he was smoking. And I was like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? Why are you down here? And I was like, who was you fighting? I saw you, And he was just, Mommy, it's fine. It's all right. He just kept doing that. And I'm like, what? And this guy walks up. like he gonna do something to me. He walks up. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I was like, where's my car? Where's my car? He was like, Mommy, it's fine. It's. And I was like, look, he was just so out of it. And so I was like, let's go. We're getting up out of here. And it's like these guys, like they was going to stop me. And they was big guys. And they was all in my face and stuff. And I was like asking questions like, what's going on? Who did this or that? And I mean, I was in their faces. I was going off. And it was like, one of them was a little nervous, right? And then the other one was like standing his ground. And so all of a sudden it was like more people coming, right? Guys. And, you know, I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, da-da-da-da. And we going back and forth, and I asked the guy, I said, where the hell is my car? And they was like, we took it. And I was like, what the you mean you took it? It's not his car, it's my car. What are you talking about? If you want it back, it's going to cost you $800. I was like, $1,800. I was like, oh, you done lost your mind. You know, so I'm going back and forth with them. I was like, that's all right. I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of all y'all. You know, I was letting them know this ain't the end of all of this. So, I mean, you know, I'm pissed. I'm heated. And, they didn't want to let us leave. I was like, no, we leaving up out of here. You know, just going off. I'm back and forth. I was like, move. So the one boy pulls out like a razor. He does like this. Now, for some reason, the guy that was on the phone that came with me, he wasn't there. All of a sudden, it was Lavelle's dad that was there. So he's down there with me, and he's going back and forth with them, and we just back and forth. And it was like he was a different person. It was him, but like back in the day, him, younger. And so guy pulls out a blade, razor blade, and he does this like he was cutting us or something, but nobody was cut. And he was like, yeah. I was like, what? You think that's intimidating me? You think that's bothering me? You think that's scaring me? No. I was like, no, it's not. You know, so we was going back and forth, and then they pull out guns, right? I was like, go ahead. But we leaving up out of here. And so we pushed past them. We got out. When we came up out the basement, I'm holding my son, I'm like, Lavelle, and the whole time I'm walking, it was like his eyes were another color, and like a grayish color. I was like, Lavelle, what's going on with you? Why are we here? What is this? He was just like, Mommy, it's fine. Mommy, it'll be all right. It's fine. He could barely hold his head up. And when I looked at the side of his face, he looked just like his middle daughter. I could see her, what she looked like. I saw his middle daughter in the little Lee. I saw her in his face, and it made me stop for a minute, because it was like they weren't even born at this point. I don't know what was going on, but I looked at him. So when we got out, we came out the basement. It wasn't even here. It was as if it was bright out, sunshine. It was as if we walked out directly into a beautiful big old park. Bunch of people about and around, their families, and I got Lavelle, and I'm dragging them and pulling them, you know, on my shoulder, and all of a sudden people start shooting. They start shooting at us. I mean, they was just, and I'm walking, I just start saying, Jesus. I just said, Jesus. I said, Jesus, protect us. Protect us. Jesus. And I'm still walking with my son. Now, his dad, I think, is still there, and he's like I'm got my son, and like he's in front, like he's a shield kind of. And at this point, I don't see his face or nothing, you know. It's just I know that's what's going on. And then after a while, I didn't see him anymore. I didn't know that person was there anymore, and I'm just running. I'm walking as quick as I can with my son. And at the whole time, I'm just Jesus, and that's all I focused on, was getting out of there. And but at the same time, I'm looking at people shoot, and they're getting close to me, and it's crazy because I knew God had me when I knew he had me from the beginning, even when I was in that basement talking smack. I saw somebody run right toward us with a gun, and just as they was about to shoot, somebody came right in front with a gun and protected us. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. And I'm like, who is that? And I'm looking around, and I'm seeing more and more people with guns shooting back. And I'm going past this lady. She was a cop, and they were singing Christmas songs, and there was a bunch of people in front of her, and she had her hand like this, and she had a gun, but she had her hand like this, and they were singing. And as I tried to go by, she stopped me, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. She stopped me. She just kept doing this, but she was continuing singing with the people in front, but she was letting me know, just wait. She had a hand, and then she took me and she did like this. In other words, she slid me in. To the right of me was a door. She kind of just slid me right on in that door. And I went in, and there were two other girls in there, and they were giving us clothes to put on to change into. And so we were changing into those clothes, and I was like, I asked the girl, she was like, we had to, we were told to protect you, to get you guys. And I was like, okay. And my son was changing into clothes. It was like all of a sudden he was starting to come to. And I said, well, what about their dad? The dad's still out. His dad is still out there. And they were like, well, we weren't told anything about anybody else. I was like, no, he's still out there. We cannot leave like that. We have to leave with everybody we came with. And so, they were talking. I forget what it was, but she was like, that's right, women, we supposed to stick together. I forget what she said. But there was also a little baby onesie in there. And I was like, this too small. Who is this for? And I guess I had a kid before all this went on. I don't know what was with that. But anyway, I woke up. I woke up and of course I prayed. Well, started to pray, but that's when I had to relieve my bladder. I've been holding my water for the longest. And I got up and started to run some bath water so I could sit in the tub and soak and pray. And then I decided, no, I'm going to lay back down because I really am tired. But the dream before that, and let me tell y'all, when I woke up, I didn't feel like worried or sad or concerned or oh my God type of thing, It bothered me a bit, but I don't know, I just felt like God had me. You know what I'm saying? It's fine, God got us, right? The dream right prior to that, which was crazy too, was I'm at my grandma Peterson's house on Harrison, and we're going down, and we're going, her house. On your way, okay, from the dining room, you got the living room, the dining room, you got the hall, and then to the right when you're in the hall is the stairs to go upstairs. To the left in the hall is the bathroom. You keep going. To the right is the door to go down to the basement, and you walk right into the kitchen if you were to keep going, and then in the back door. So I'm going down. For some reason, I opened it back to the door to look down in the basement, not sure, and it was dark, and I felt real eerie about going down there. I was like, it was a weird feeling, so I didn't go. But then I think for some reason I kept opening the door in this dream and looking down, and I think in the dream my sister went down there, and I think I heard her screaming or something. I forget what it was, but I ended up having to go down them stairs, and I think it was to get her. And I go down the stairs, and even before I could even get down the stairs, like it's dark and the feeling was horrible, and I felt like some then somebody grabbed me. And again, it's dark from under the stairs. And I felt like I'm being ripped, torn. And I'm screaming, Jesus, Jesus. The whole time I'm just, Jesus. You know, and I'm yelling, Jesus. And I'm constantly calling for my sister. You know, where are you? What's going, you know. And at the same time, I'm still yelling, Jesus. I'm calling her and I'm yelling, Jesus. And it was like I was being torn and ripped to the point where I'm being tortured, basically. And it's like, I don't want to hear that name, Jesus. The more I holler Jesus, the more I was getting ripped and torn, you know. And I'm still trying to look for her and protect her, and, you know, because I'm hearing her screaming and stuff. And then I woke up. I don't even remember what happened after that. I woke up. And I didn't even in a dream, I didn't feel no pain or anything. I woke up and I think I just kind of nodded back off, and that's when I went into the other dream. I don't know, that was weird. But I wanted to share that, you know. I've been laying here all night. When I went to bed, I had a lot of stuff on my mind, like just things I know that I need to do differently, and take more control of my life, and continue to trust God more, and know that He's gonna make things happen, and trust my own choices a little bit more, because I know what I'm supposed to do. Just do it. And the reason why I said that is because, you know, I don't want to make it a habit of leaning on or asking anyone else for anything. I think I mentioned that once before in a video a long time ago. And I hate that feeling, you know, of owing anyone or just being a burden. I also hate the feeling when you are doing everything that you can to try to everything you can in life for not just yourself, but for those that you care about, period. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm always trying to do the right things and the best things for everyone around me. You know, people I know and don't know, even in my dreams and prayers. Not my dreams, my prayers. I'm constantly praying. So anyway, I just need to really work on me. And so that just bothered me when I laid down. I just had a lot on my mind, a lot of things on my mind. And I was going to watch TV, but I didn't. I lay here a little bit. Actually, I did. I watched this one guy just for a few minutes, and I nodded off. And then I decided to put on Joyce. And I didn't even see the title because I can't see. I would have to squint and look, and I didn't feel like that. I just knew it was a Joyce Myers. I'm sorry, y'all. My ear itching from the inside of my throat all of a sudden. So I just saw it was her, and I clicked on it. And I was listening to her talk about how a lot of times, a lot of people are needing God for things and calling out and praying and so on and so forth. And a lot of times when you pray and you ask God to help you with something or to do something, He does. Or if you ask Him to show you something, He normally does. And a lot of times He'll show you that it's you. It's more to that what she said, but the main part was the fact that she said it's you. And she went on to say, I can't remember, y'all. See, I'm starting to forget it. She went on to talk about oh God, I forgot how God, we can't do what God, there's two parts, basically. We can't do what God is supposed to do or going to do. We can't do God's job, and God is not going to do for us what we're supposed to do. Okay, so if we are supposed to pray, study, trust Him, treat people with treat people the way we would expect to be treated. If we're supposed to do things like that, that's what we're supposed to do. God is not going to do that for us. We're supposed to do it. The things that we are supposed to do it, and then He'll do the rest. Do what you can, He'll do the rest. He's not going to do it all for you. You do what you're supposed to do. He's not going to throw money out the sky, sprinkle dollars down out the sky for you. No, it don't work like that. So, basically what I was getting at, what she was saying was, it was more to it, y'all. I just can't remember, honestly, because I was watching her way before these dreams. But the point I was trying to make was, it may have been part of why I started to have that first dream. I'm not sure. But, she was just saying how, we really, really have to, oh my God, we have to trust Him. And I forgot, y'all, it's really pissing me off because it's important what she said. And you would think that if it's important, I would remember what it was. But again, these dreams really had my mind. Was it the powerful thoughts? Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all, because this really is throwing me.
Through Christ, who is my strength. If you think you can't, you won't be able to. If you believe you
Was it this one? I don't think it was.
Because if you think about it, when you worry, you just keep thinking about the same thing over and over and over.
Okay, this is the first one where she was talking about stop worrying. When you trust God, you pray to God for stuff, stop worrying about it. Because, and see, that was one of the things that she said, stop worrying about it because it's not going to change anything. It's going to make things worse. Stop worrying about it. It's not going to change nothing. You sit up and that's what it was. She got to talking about sitting. Some people worry so much. They call it the pits. Some people sit up and they worry so much. She said, you be in that room, you turn off all the lights, you sitting in the dark, you worry, you this, you that. And she said, at the end of the day, when you get through sitting in the dark and all of that, guess what? Nothing changed. So it's, why are you, don't worry. Trust God and keep going, keep moving. Trust that He's working on your behalf, and live as though you've receive it into existence. It may not happen right then and there like you want it, but trust Him and don't sit and worry. Because she said worrying also causes other issues. It causes you physical, it makes you sick, and I thought about, it's like my hair. I told my daughter, I said, I've been stressing so much here and there that that may also contribute to my hair. So it was like when she was talking about certain things, it was like, wow, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, that. So that was one thing. Yeah.
And the devil will say, well, you can't stand this. And you say, I can do whatever I need to do through Christ who is.
Yeah. So that's the one. But it's another one I cannot think of, y'all, that's really bugging me. But there's also one segment, because I was just watching back to back, like it would just go into, and I wasn't watching, I was listening. So I don't know which one was popping up. But she also talked about Bartimaeus. She talked about how Jesus went to Bethesda. I can never get those names right. And there was a guy. She said every now and then, every so many years, the angel would come and stir the water. And the first person to put their hand in that water would be healed. Okay? So you had all these people that would come around this river and would wait. And there was one guy, Jesus asked him, basically what was going on. And the man couldn't walk or anything like that. And basically what was going on, God was asking him basically, why are you still here? What's going on? And the guy said, every year, he said he tries to get that, but somebody beats him to it, right? And she said, God said, get up. Get up and take up your bed. In other words, get up, clean up your mess, get your stuff, get on up. And she said, if you know that it's getting closer and closer to the time, and you feel like, she said, the way he answered Jesus was if it was somebody else's responsibility to take him to that water, to that river. He was relying on or waiting on somebody else to take him. You laying there for years and years, and every time that it's time to go, somebody's gonna beat you to it, because there's nobody's obligated to take you to your blessing. And God said, get up. And so, like she was saying, how, man, that it's around that time. Every day you should be inching. You can't move. You can't walk like you want to. Every day you should be inching closer and closer, closer and closer, closer and closer. Every day, closer and closer. As opposed to just laying there every day, inch closer and closer, closer and closer. In other words, you gotta move. You gotta start towards your blessing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just lay there and expect God to do everything. You gotta do something. Get up. It's not anyone else's job to drag you to your blessing. Move inch, inch, inch. He's gonna meet you halfway. Do something. Make an effort. You know what I'm saying? He's just laying there. You ain't even praying or calling out. Inch. And she said, when you get to the edge, you lay right there. So when that angel come, your hand already practically in that water. Who gonna beat you to that? You already there. Come on. So that was one thing, and that really, really hit home. Just move. Okay, I still can't find the one that I was talking about, y'all, but that's okay. I got out of it what I needed to get out of. I heard what I needed to hear. There's one she was talking about where stress starts in the mind. I totally understand that. And we do have control over our thoughts. Sometimes it's hard. Yeah, most definitely, I know. Man. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. I can't find what I was looking for, and I'm not going to sit here and keep flicking and looking. Yeah, because now it's 6 o'clock, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to lay back down until 6:30, like I said. I'm going to lay back down to 6:30. There used to be on YouTube when you watch something, but I watched it all the way through. I'm sorry, guys. It was just really bugging me that I couldn't find it. I don't remember what I clicked on because I couldn't see, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay back down, y'all, and I'll get up about 6:30 and get myself together for work. So I really am a bit tired, and I feel like now that I'm up talking to y'all, I might as well get on up and get in the bath, right, and get ready for work. I think I may just do that and come and talk to y'all later. I'll talk to y'all later. I just wanted to share the dream with y'all before I forget. Bye.